All right, we're at Hack Your Health with Alina Nazari. Alina, thanks for taking a few minutes to talk with me.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us, what is your specialty? What are you doing here at Hack Your Health, and how do you help people?
I'm a gut nutritionist.
Okay.
My company's called Go Happy Belly because really, if your belly's not happy, your gut's not happy, you're probably not happy in other parts of your life, and we just don't realize it. So I'm here to make that connection for people.
For sure. How do you help? So you're a coach then?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you help people with that? Because I think a lot of people, they'll know they have an upset gut, but they don't know what to do about it.
Yeah, the thing is, a lot of people know they have an upset gut, but it's not just your gut, because your gut controls your mental health. It controls things like our anxiety, our depression, just feeling fatigue and feeling lethargic. It controls our food sensitivities, feeling bloated all the time, joint aches and pains. And so there's so much related to gut health that I think people don't even realize. They pay attention to how their belly feels, but it's so much more than that. And so I really want to bring awareness to that.
Gotcha. So that could really impact metabolic health as well.
Yeah, exactly. It affects how our organs function. It affects your thyroid. It affects your physical activity level and your stress levels as well. So what you feed your body literally impacts the way you function on a day-to-day basis.
I see. So what would you, generally speaking, what are we doing to negatively impact our gut on a daily basis?
Well, we're really over caffeinated as a society. I mean, we have really we're so overstimulated. We're always drinking coffee, in the morning, and we have an afternoon coffee and coffee after lunch, and we find ourselves just having this stimulation at all times, and we really don't wind down the body. So a simple tip would really just to be winding down, connect with nature, go outside, take a walk, stop looking at your phone, and that does so many wonders for your health that we don't really realize. Just simple tips at home. I always say, look at the ingredients. And if you don't know what they are, your body also doesn't know what it is. If you look at it and you're like, I'm not sure what that is, your gut has no idea how to break that down. And it's going to cause inflammation because your body is trying to, like a computer just going haywire, right? Like, what is this code? I don't know what this is. That's what's going on in your gut. And then when you keep feeding it those ingredients where it doesn't know how to break it down, you're just continuing this perpetual cycle of inflammation. And then you're wondering why you have rashes or brain fog, or you feel fatigued all the time. You just don't have energy, and you feel anxious all the time, or you feel kind of depression all the time. And you have these states where you don't know where it's coming from. And it's really just that computer in your gut trying to figure out how to compute all of these codes, but it doesn't know because those are not chemicals we're supposed to be ingesting, right? They're not supposed to be for our consumption. They're chemicals made in a lab. So I would say a really simple tip, look at those ingredients. If you know the ingredients, buy it. If you don't know what it is, put it back. Your body does not know how to digest that.
That's a really simple tip.
Yeah.
So avoid ingredients you don't know what they are.
Exactly.
And then try to get more in a parasympathetic or relaxed state more often.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And I do the same thing with my kids at home. I have kids, and kids can be a little complicated when they're younger with their diet. My kids want all the bad foods. But I give them really simple tips, like if it has a color and a number, we do not bring that into our house. So simple things for them to understand at their ages. They're 8 and 11. And so I don't want to overcomplicate it for them or for other families. And I tell them, listen, has a color and a number, red 40, Lake 6, blue 1. It does not come into our house. It does not belong in our bodies. So little things like that, I think, where we can simplify it. And I also make sure my kids cook with me. That's a really big one because they see what goes into their dinner. They see what goes into their food. It's twice the mess. It takes me 3 times longer. Don't get me wrong. I wish I can just do it quickly and put dinner on the table. But they're more likely to try different vegetables because they helped cook. They were a part of it. And so that's a really big, easy step to just get your kids to have a wider palate too and try a variety of different foods.
And you're setting a great example for them.
Yeah. That's another really big one. When parents tell me, my kid is so picky, I say, but are you really picky? Because if you are drinking sodas and eating fast food and you're telling your kid, drink water and eat broccoli with chicken, it's not going to happen. You are their first example, right? So you have to be leading a healthy lifestyle for your kids to follow. I think we forget that sometimes. We're like, you should drink water, you should do this. While we're chugging coffee and ice lattes and we're like, oh, this is so good. And we're having, wine and Cokes and all of these things. And we're telling them you should drink water. They're going to follow your example. So always keep that in mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The whole thing, cooking, the choices you make,
Yeah.
all the things they will carry. Someone with older kids in their 20s.
Yeah.
who now message me about how did you fix this? How did you cook this?
Yeah.
It rubs off on them. They take it with them. They may not.
Absolutely.
They may not do that when they're 16 or 18, but when they're in
Yeah.
their 20s, they remember what mom and dad did. So.
Yeah, exactly. Even simple things like if my kids feel like they're getting sick, they'll say, "Mom, can you grate some ginger for us so we can take it?"
Oh, wow.
Because they know it really strengthens their immune system, right? I've taught them well enough on the powers of herbs and spices and things like ginger and turmeric and vitamin C and why they're so important for our immune system. So, but again, they're kids, there is some pushback. I'm not going to lie. But with like the 80% that they say, Mom, I wish we could just have all these snacks. There is that 20% that they really take in and they remember. So that's what you have to keep in mind. It's not going to be perfect and you don't want it to be perfect. You want them to be kids. You want them to have, some of that food sometimes. You want them to experience it.
Exactly.
But it's rules in your house. I think those are things that I really make sure that they know. It's not coming into our home. If we're at a birthday party, fine, have it, enjoy the birthday. I don't want to exempt them from anything, but in our home, we cook meals all the time together. We simple ingredients. We talk about why protein is important for the brain. We talk about all of these things in the organs and I simplify it because again, they're kids. I don't want to, go into the deep science with them, but I really try to simplify it and make it fun. And I think that goes a long way with them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, tell us how people can find you, find more about you, see what your all the things you offer.
My website and Instagram is Go Happy Belly. And I just want to make it fun. I always keep my kids in mind and just, having fun in life and keeping things simple. So I thought Go Happy Belly was a really fun, simple way to bring attention and awareness to gut health.
That's awesome. Thank you, Alina.
Thank you so much.